Good thing I run the intro so I can go to all these places that I'm streaming to and mute there.
Ah, yeah, same here. I hate commercials. My phone and TV got commercials. Well, damn, I forgot to mute my phone. 1 minute.
Oh,
I hate me. That's my coffee. I made that especially for me.
I did.
Oh, Lord.
how's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good.
All the good ones. Listen, everybody that can, the good ones twice. Let's see.
Oh, that's cool. They updated that. That's nifty.
Hello, Rebel Canner, Sassy Cat, Dana B, Al Bunday. No wonder it wouldn't move. I didn't have my cursor in there. Bubble, Bibble. Don't ask me to repeat it, please.
Bubble Bibble.
Yeah, him too. Oh, Lordy. I can tell it's going to be a good one tonight. Hello, White Family Farms.
Well, yeah, I kind of want to touch on trying to get two subjects, and one of them is evidently what's in the title.
She did it. Sissy May, hello. I'm still running off at the mouth here. Can I repeat what, Sassy Cat? What? You know what?
Oh, there goes the bot.
Yeah, I see you. Join this channel to get access. Now, if I join, would I get an access to?
You're already a member.
So I guess no.
Well, you still ain't picked out a good sound for when you start typing in chat and whatnot.
I told you what it was. No, I can't use that one.
Hey, it can't be music.
Well, then, what type of sound can I use?
I don't know. Probably something like this.
That's exactly what I was thinking. But you need to use mine and not somebody else's recording. And if you'll wait a little bit, you'll probably hear a good one. No, not that one. A little deeper than that.
Oh boy. Yeah, I've touched on the subject before about juicing up the animals, and everybody should know when I talk about juice, it's when they do this, but to animals. And there are some livestock people in Missouri, because now the thing is, there are cattle, farmers and whatnot that will just go ahead and juice the heck out of those things for different, there's a thing that the cows get that's a respiratory thing with their lungs and everything, and they give them this the juice. And the thing is, it's just not like the normal. I'm just going to go ahead and say it because I'm getting tired of saying juice. Vaccinations. The whole thing is this new, the mRNA, which is it changes things in your genes to where you're immune to certain things. And a lot of times when they introduce this stuff, it's not tested. Look what happened with the sickness that we had to deal with. They're saying that it's pretty much killed more people than the original thing. Now they're not making it official or anything, and there are places that are suing these companies who made this stuff.
That's what I said. 101.
And they're actually winning these. They're winning these lawsuits because it wasn't tested. They did a little test on animals. It killed them, and then they made it for human use. They skipped a lot of stuff, and now we're finding out, the heart conditions that everybody's having and the strokes and whatnot. But let's go ahead and get back to the food. And the Cattle Association, the Beef Association, what they're wanting to do is anytime these vaccines are introduced and given to these animals, we want a label on our food that says, hey, it's been vaccinated with mRNA vaccines. That way we know, hey, we're eating something that it might come back and bite us in the end. Or we might, veg out and start eating other people or something like that.
Well, the bad thing about it is if they was to put it on the labels, they'd go out of business because over half the people wouldn't eat it.
No, you realize how many people volunteered to take the juice in the first place?
Everybody that took it.
Well, no, volunteered. There's a difference between volunteering and saying that, hey, if you don't take this, then you're fired.
Okay.
There's a little difference there, even though you're still volunteering.
I'm gonna say less than 100.
They're less than 100? No, yeah. This millions of people took this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, millions of people took, and the boosters, and it was 73%, and this is, I don't know if it's this anymore. It was 73% the one.
Huh.
Or the 2-shot, because most of it was the 2-shot. And it was in the 70% range. And then it dropped down after that. The 15 boosters for this and 15 boosters for that, or right. Whatever. But you sit there and see all these people that had, did this. Now, if they see this on their meat, how many of them are going to buy it? And if that's the only beef that you're getting, how many people are going to buy it? Because how many people buy pork this Christmas or this Easter? How many people had ham for Easter dinner? I would say there about 90% of that ham has been vaccinated with the
Macarena.
the mRNA. I keep forgetting that one.
That's
vaccine, and that's just not one. There's probably a good at least 5 that they take, that they give the pigs.
You mean tell me
And,
that
and
hog has got all 5 of them in him at one whack?
oh yeah, that's so for the swine fever, the
Okay.
the cold that they get, the respiratory thing, and all that stuff. Now that's been going on since 2012 that they've been given these vaccines to the pigs. They're just now starting it, and the fact is, there's no law saying they can't give it to them, or they can give it to them for the cows, the beef. Now, the thing is, the scary part is the idea is to give them this stuff, and it eventually wears out in so many months. But how long does it take a pig to become full grown to butcher?
What, about a year? Give or take?
Less, 6 to 8 months. Mm-hmm.
What happened when Grandpa used to raise them? Hell, they got so big, it's all they could do to walk before butcher. And I mean,
It doesn't take long. And that's the thing. It depends what type of pig that you're going to have. If it's going to be like you just feed them table scraps and you feed them once a day, or are you the type of farmer that has a auto feeder that's full all the time? They go over there and eat all the time.
Right.
Those ones,
like
6 to 8 months. Now, the fact is, how much of that vaccine has not worked its way out of that pig? How much of that vaccine is still in it?
Well, I got a question for you. Let's say some of that vaccine has worked out. Who's to say that they didn't pump up the vaccine the next go round on the next batch?
Well, they that's the thing. They don't. You only give them a certain amount because that'd be a waste of money for them. It's all about money, so they're just going to give them bare minimum. The thing is, now we're going to go ahead and switch to cows. Okay, this is stuff that's happening to cows now. Now, I'm not saying that all the places that you're going to get beef right now has been vaccinated, but there are states now, and the Cattle Association is putting their foot down saying some of us do not use that crap on our animals. So we want there some kind of regulation that says, hey, this label says it's been vaccinated with the mRNA thing. And remember that when I say this mRNA, that's the thing that changes the genes in the animal that makes them immune to, well, they say it makes them immune because we all know how everybody was immune from being sick from the sickness. The old way they used to do vaccinations is they would take whatever it was, say the common cold or the flu, say it was a flu. They would take the strand of that flu and break it down to where your body would get used to it. Mm-hmm. They would keep giving you this to make you immune to it. It would boost your immunity from that strand. That's how it used to be. Now they do the mRNA thing, which changes your genes to think you're immune to it. Now, when I'm talking about the pigs or the cows now, there's one place they give the vaccines. Where do they give the vaccines at?
In the rump.
Exactly. Where are the best cuts of meat at?
In the rump.
This is something that I haven't heard anybody talk about, is where they give it and how long. And when you do get these things in your arm and whatnot, sometimes you get a reaction, right?
Mhm.
From that area, you get swell, it breaks you out sometimes, and sometimes nothing happens. But sometimes it's very irritated, and there's some people get infections there
Yep.
and whatnot. So not only are they giving them to them in the most valuable place, what's to say some of this stuff doesn't have any other effect on the cow?
Okay, you touched on the hogs. We are now in the process of touching on the beef. What about the poultry?
That's now. I was going to run a little video about, when Biden says we need to prepare for the next pandemic. He's
Right.
not the only one that talks about this. I'm going to call him Billy Bob Gate Boy. Okay, everybody should know what I'm talking about with this guy. Most of the computers are run with him in there. He's talking about the next pandemic also, and the little midget that was the head of doctors or something up there in the White House that said wear masks, don't wear masks, get vaccinated, don't get vaccinated. That guy.
Right.
He also talks about in preaching, the next pandemic. So there's already the next pandemic. So when we're talking about chickens, there's already talk about trying to do away with the eggs themselves. So we're already trying to make fake eggs. They're just like an egg and everything, but they're not made the normal way that sprouts out of a chicken. And
I like how
they're
you
already
use.
talking. They're already talking about changing again the same thing, the gene thing, the mRNA thing, to make chickens immune to the bird flu that they were getting. So when they do this, the eggs won't be any. What they have been testing, the eggs have not. When they get these shots, the eggs don't come out. um, their eggs are the chicken's eggs are not edible or anything like that.
Damn.
So
Well,
that's
now,
why they're trying to figure a way to make, and which they've already done it, these fake eggs. Only problem is, where do chickens come from? Eggs. So if you do away with the eggs, where are these chickens coming from?
mhm. Now, correct me on one thing. I may be going off topic a little bit. Hell, I may be going off topic, period. But when all this started around 2019, I
Oh,
got to hear
it
around.
started before that though.
Okay. But I started hearing some myth, like Mythbuster or something like that. The scientists and everybody was telling you not to eat the yolks out of the eggs because
Oh, yeah,
somehow or another, come to find out the yolk from the egg somehow or another helped the person
yeah,
from getting it.
yeah.
And along with, I hate to say it, cigarette smoke. You smoke cigarettes, they was telling you to quit. But come to
Well,
find out,
that has nothing to do with that. They've
well,
been
I
saying
mean,
this with eggs since the 70s. One scientist says, "Oh, it's bad for your cholesterol," and then they say
right,
the same thing about butter and It's
Well, true. But I think what it is, I'm just trying to say is this right here, that the scientists said that the yolk from the egg would hurt you, but come to find out the egg yolk was one of the ingredients that was really helping the people.
well, it's I forget what it is. It's one of the proteins that helps you fight respiratory things.
Okay.
And that's another thing that we're kind of on the subject anyway, but over in the China land is where this is supposed to start from. The sickness. When you over protein things in an animal and whatnot, this is what breeds other things that sometimes get loose, and that's kind of what happened. So they say. But again, some say the worst thing about the pandemic wasn't the sickness at all. It was the cure. The cure was the worst part of it.
Yeah.
And they're actually saying this is not officially, because they're not going to come out and say it officially unless somebody else gets in office or whatnot.
Well,
that has a backbone.
Well, the one we got now ain't got no bone. So I'm gonna take for granted that what the scientists are saying now is all BS. You don't know. I don't want to say don't believe them, but the biggest majority of what they're saying is BS.
Just like anything else, if it's on the news and stuff and they're saying they're scientists, don't pay no attention to them. Go do the research yourself. That's even the stuff I say on here. I tell everybody, go out and find out for yourself and double check my research and stuff that I do and whatnot. And because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And that's the thing. You don't know if what I say is like 100% true or whatnot. I get my information. I go and dig for hours and hours and hours, try to find the most accurate stuff that doesn't come from somebody who's being paid for it.
Right. Now, Bubba News says we're not conspiracy theorists, we're BS analysts. I agree with that 100%. Thank you. But
yeah, I from one of the first things I learned when I was young is they said butter was bad, margarine was the way to go, was a healthy way to do it, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did it, or I dropped some margarine down or some butter, one or the other, and then I thought, because I seen the ants going to it, so I put margarine down. The ants never went to the margarine. They went over there and nibbled on that butter, never touched the margarine.
Really?
I'm like, if it's so bad, if butter's so bad, why does the ants why don't they go to the margarine? And that was my thought process. If you put something in front of Mother Nature and Mother Nature goes for the natural stuff and not the man-made stuff, hello, that's all I need to know.
Hello, Vineyard Chicks. Well, I don't know. This is me thinking, okay? And I'm not brought it out loud. But if what our ancestors ate so many years ago. And they're just now changing everything over, and people are getting sicker from all this that they have changed. That right there should say something.
Hmm.
Because when I was coming up, mama, granny, all of them, they made biscuits out of lard. Not, I mean, not,
Not Crisco.
not, well,
There
right.
are some that went to Crisco because they had the scientist, and the
Yeah,
scientist told them this was the healthy way to go and whatnot.
right.
Because
But
I
see,
went down and did and looked into that Crisco thing, and that's some scary and that tells you how much they will flip stuff on you just to sell, just to make money.
well, see, Granny, when she made biscuits, I mean, she would make them on a Sunday, right? You go to her house on a Wednesday, if she still had biscuits from Sunday, you warm them up. I mean, it's like they just come out of the oven.
Yeah,
Nowadays, you do that with a biscuit you make nowadays, you're going to throw that shit in the trash. It ain't worth eating. I'm sorry,
yeah,
you know, but
yeah. I'm seeing a lot of people say their grandma still uses Crisco and stuff. I didn't know nothing about it until I went and did some research on it. And believe it or not, Crisco was invented by a scientist
oh, yeah.
for lubrication for submarines,
Uh-huh. I remember that.
for the drive shaft and stuff. That they'd put grease in there, and it was Crisco. So after World War II, they said, well, we want to make some money on this. What can we make out of it? They tried to sell it to for lube for engines and stuff like that. They never could. So they ended up marketing and putting in a thing and selling it as fat for kitchens, and frying and baking and stuff like that. And they got them a scientist and to tell people that what they were eating is very unhealthy, that they wouldn't live that long, and if they had Crisco added instead of the lard and the fat and stuff, they would live much longer.
Mm-hmm.
And they made a killing off of it.
Well, I've said this as a joke a few times. You go into let's say, a grandmother's house, or I don't want to say it like this, but an elderly person's house who can cook. One of the first things you're going to see is bacon grease on their stove.
Oh yeah.
And that's what they seasoned everything up with. And, people are saying, Southern cooking is so bad for you, gives you heart disease. And so all I got to say is bullshit. We all going to die from something. So why not go ahead and enjoy it? That's how I look at it. But,
Yeah.
or I'm on a few channels. Okay. I'm not going to give them out. I'm not going to call no names, nothing. But we talk about stuff like this. And the more I hear, the more I'm inclined to agree. What grandma done was better for us than what the scientists are saying is better for us nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. And that being said, I'll be back. I'm gonna go get me another cup of coffee. My wife
Okay.
mine.
Now, the next thing on this with the cows is, what else do we get from cows? And we get milk. And mothers know that, I know this is going to sound weird, but that has breastfed their kids and stuff, their nutrients comes from their body and it goes into the baby. It's more healthier for the baby and everything, blah, 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 that stuff. But it would be the same way if cow was vaccinated with the mRNA stuff. It would go straight through the cow into its milk. And that's how they're saying that they could vaccinate the world, basically, through the milk. Now, that they're not saying this is a proven fact, but they're saying the now oral route of administration is being considered, because of the sickness, people veering away from, getting the juice and stuff. Now they can administer it to a cow, which would then go into its milk.
Well, I'm not much on milk drinking, period. Okay. Straight up. The only time I drink milk is in a bowl of cereal or with my cornbread, and them could be fighting words, but I mean, that's the only time I drink milk. I can't stand it.
Not anymore. It seems like your stomach can't handle it, which it kind of was not meant to, but you could. I mean, I remember when I was young, I would go down to the farm and do some work, and I'd get a 5-gallon metal container full of milk, and it wasn't, they didn't boil it or anything like that. It wasn't pasteurized or anything. It was straight milk, and some of the best butter, and just drinking it was so much better now. And I didn't have any problems back then. Now, if I would drink it upsets your stomach and you get all icky.
Well, now, lady in chat, I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name. She said, that's it. She says, I make nut milk for the family. Milk is greasy to me. Well, lady, I'm going to tell you like this. I tried making nut milk one time, but I just could not find the nipples to milk it with, so I just ate them.
Yeah, I like the Coke. I don't like the oatmeal or milk, and the almond milk isn't too bad, but I like coconut milk best.
Well, I don't know if you remember this name brand of milk or not. It was called Seal Test. And down here in the South, the Seal Test was about as big as a pet. Okay, milk. And it had more of a milk taste. It didn't seem like it was watered down like it is now. And I could drink that. And you're talking about going to the dairy farm and getting milk. You want to talk about some cold milk. That stuff would freeze your teeth. It was so cold. And yes, it was some of the best milk a person could drink. Goat milk, if you could get past the smell, it's okay. I cannot drink goat milk. I'm sorry. But raw milk before it's pasteurized, and I will not say this to everyone, but it's some of the best milk, in my opinion, that you can drink.
Yeah, but now I'd be worried about it though now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know But
and that's the thing. And that's the thing. There are some farmers that are already doing this to beef cows, and there are some states that are saying, "Hey, no, we want if you're going to go ahead and vaccinate your cows, then put it on the labels saying that it's vaccinated cows."
I will agree. And it's like I said, there's a possibility if they make that a law and they start putting it on the labels. I hope the good people will pass it up for something else,
Mm-hmm.
but time will tell. Hello, Bigfoot. Hello, Chuck. Uh, I mean, look, everybody knows from my shows, I ride bushcraft's coattail right much on these things. Okay. And once in a blue moon, well, maybe a little bit more. I do some research. All right. But I've been around bushcraft and been on enough of his shows to know that when he says something, he's done the research on it. But now, unless I got his permission, I'm not going to go on my own and say this or that without giving him the credits for it or anybody else,
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. And 101 was even like eating his little candy bar, and he flipped it over and said, "Oh, bioengineered ingredients." And that's the what we're dealing with now.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's something to watch out for. But the thing is, that was already in what we were eating before. It just in 2022, it became a law that they had to put that on the label. So it has already been there. We had already been eating this stuff. They just made it a law that they had to put it on the label. And that's what they're trying to do with the cows. The pigs should do, or the pig farmer should do this too. But like I said, they've already been doing this for 10, 11 years now.
Well, if it goes in my body, I want to know what I'm putting in my body. Straight up, plain and simple. And then it would be my choice, not theirs. And again, what is? Go ahead.
That's the thing. Most people, they have in their mind that where they get their food from, it's in a package at the store. It's not of an animal that's in a farm that's, that's there with another 10,000 animals crammed in a little area and stepping in their poop and all the bad stuff you hear. No, my hamburger comes from the store. It's in a package like this. And that's all they think. They don't think about all that other stuff, and that's what they want. They don't want to think about all the other stuff. It's okay. Go ahead and put in whatever you need to, as long as I get that pretty package in the store.
Now, well, two things right now. Number one is what is really in that bioengineered chemicals,
Well, and it depends what it is.
Okay. And number two, this is mainly going out for all vegetarians. Okay. Y'all just remember this right here. My food poops on your food. But now you go to a meat market. 90% of the people are not going to buy, let's say, like brown hamburger. Okay. They're going to buy the real red hamburger. Okay. That looks so good. You give me a pack of that brown hamburger, I'll take it over that red hamburger because
it
is
looks red because it's injected with gas.
exactly. That's what I was getting to. It's got so many chemicals in it to make it look red.
It's carbon dioxide. They or CO2. They spray CO2 in it, so it keeps it red to look longer.
Mm-hmm. Kool-Aid. That's what Chuck says. But
Okay, I
eat
think we
more
talked
chicken.
enough about this subject. We'll go to the next one, and it's kind of the video I put out earlier today about the crimes and there so much happened since I put that video out because I actually recorded it Sunday. But
Oh,
the crime and stuff that's going on in these major cities, and like I said, I picked New York and Chicago. Just say that those are two top cities, even though there's a bunch more cities in this mix. But
what life? Are you still in the room? Go ahead.
one of the things is um, in Chicago, Walmart is pulling out. They're saying, "Oh no, we're getting out of here." At first, it was 4 stores. Then they doubled to 8, and now they're into like the 30s. 30 different Walmarts in Illinois that they're shutting down. No more Walmarts in that. And people are complaining that, oh, we have to go miles and miles and miles to go to a grocery store now.
Well, you know what I
Maybe if
learned.
you wouldn't try to steal everything from the store, you would be able to go shopping.
That's right.
And I've
Exactly.
watched so many videos, and I wish I could put these up, but I can't because
Yeah.
YouTube. One lady was going into the store saying she wanted to buy groceries and get some milk for her baby and this and that, and everything's on the floor, and and it's still open for business. So if you find something that you can buy, you can take it up there and check out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well,
I was like, oh, this is crazy.
well,
And
now,
whose fault is this? It's not the fault of, oh, the police are too mean to us. And then all of a sudden, the police in those areas, they don't. If they see a camera or a cell phone around, oh, go ahead and do what you're going to do.
yeah. Well,
And
now
then
that
they
brings
wonder
up.
why they don't have anything left. And then Chicago again, where these I don't know if it was called a riot or a mob attack or whatever, but there's been so many, and they said didn't have anything to do with race or anything, even though I've seen multiple parts where a white woman was attacked by 20, 30 people.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who attacked said white woman weren't white.
Well, now, shit, I got to scroll back up. What life? There was a chemical fire in Georgia. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. Do you know what city that was in? They had another chemical fire. It was in a plant somewhere down in Georgia, and I read that. People choose Walmarts and that closes. Okay. Chuck kind of made a comment. I didn't, Burnsville, Georgia. That's it. There was something like a, half mile, maybe a mile radius. Everybody had to get out on kind of the chemicals.
That was in Texas too.
Oh, really? They had one in Texas?
It was fuel truck tipped over and right on the off ramp or something like that.
Hmm. Now I lost my train of thought.
Oh, and I got another good one for you.
Oh, wait a minute. While I'm thinking, if all these Walmarts go out of business, I want you to think about one thing. This has been brought up one time. All these mom and pop stores that was put out of business by Walmart. Okay, we all know they're going to be coming back in them towns, and the prices in these here mom and pop stores are going to be so outrageous. It ain't funny. And as bad as I hate Walmart, and believe me, I'll talk junk about Walmart in a heartbeat, but this is the only good thing about a Walmart store in a small town. You know, they kind of keep competition down. You're going to have Food Line, you're going to have Winn-Dixie, you're going to have IGAs, stuff like that. They gonna go high on their foods and everything. I'm not talking about just meat. I'm talking cans, candy. Boy, that's gonna hurt. I'm talking about everything. They gonna go high, damn near outrageous. I'm through. Go ahead.
And that so-called mob or whatever, that I don't even know what they called it. They tried to say they all came together because they couldn't get into a park, and everybody started going around getting mad at everybody, or the kids, that is.
Well, now,
and the thing is, if somebody's driving down the road and they beep at them to get them so they don't get run over or something, then they would smash the car and beat the people that were inside of there.
Well, now, here we go with Walmart again, okay? I know of a Walmart right now. I'm not giving the name of no city or anything like that. But, and this is fact, people goes in and buys a buggy, maybe two buggies of groceries. They don't make it to their car. They done got robbed of all the food that they just bought, plus any other money that they've got left. Now, you take an elderly person, you know, like that, and they rob them because it's easy prey. What about them people? Okay? Because when it comes to food stamps, what, $25 a month? How many people can live off of $25 a month of food for two people?
That's a meal.
Yeah, one meal. But
Yeah.
we got a whole month to go.
Yeah, it's not happening.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're getting $25 a month if you're lucky.
Well, depends how you roll it. Like I said, they don't live down there no more. They done got kicked out or something. But woman down here had 6 kids, and she was getting, and this is not for the bonus thing that everybody was getting. She's getting $2,800 a month in food stamps.
That's not the bonus?
Nope, just plain straight out. And then I don't know how much she was getting whenever the pandemic bonus thing was out.
Good God, lady, you
$2,800. She probably ended up getting about $7,000 in food stamps with the bonus thing, which is over now. But still, $2,800. Oh man, I'd be eating steak every day and
crabs and maybe not crabs, but
not up in Ohio. I wouldn't be eating any seafood up here.
But I mean, I could take $2,800 a month. I know where the first 2,800 would go. Okay, I mean, it's like freeze dried foods. Okay, like that. And that's as far as I'm gonna go into that one. But that's me. Be putting back for rainy days. But
Yeah, but you can't say that though. The
I'll
food
say
has
what-
to go for you and not for you for 10 years ago, for 10 years ahead.
Well, hell, I wasn't going to tell them what I was going to do with it.
You just did, Jeff.
But I don't make that much. I don't get that much. Yeah, what life I could too. No kidding. But you got to remember one thing. Bushcraft said she had what, 6 youngins?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Hey, at 62 years old, my ass ain't pumping out no more damn youngins. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I had five kids, and I got $360 a month.
Damn.
I don't know how they put something down that gets them more food stamps or what, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
look, I'm like this. Okay, let's get it straight. When it comes to people who are able to get their ass out of the house, out of the bed, and go to work, who are able, cut their damn food stamps right there. But for your elderly people, for the ones who are disabled, and so forth like that, give them the food stamps. They have worked their butts off to earn that. Okay.
Yeah.
But people, let's say 20 some years old who hates to work and so forth like that, who won't even make an effort to go to work, trust me, you cut their funds, their ass is going back to work. I'm sorry.
They won't. That's the system is now. It's they want them to stay home. They want people to stay home because if you keep giving them that money and you keep telling them to do this and do that, they're going to do it because they're stuck there. There's nothing else they can do.
What it is they're wanting to dumb down society. Okay. That's all it comes down to.
No, they just want control.
Well, that's dumbing down the society in my opinion.
And that's
see, if you dumb them down,
the food,
they don't know what's right, what's wrong.
Yeah, you control the food, and you control the people. I mean,
Exactly.
that's been the thing for beginning of time. How many wars were won because an army surrounded a castle and just waited them out till they starved?
Or cut their water supply off.
Yeah.
Let's see. I can't even pronounce her name, but down here, she's right. A lot of them lie. Wait a minute, she disappeared. A lot of them lie to get them in to manipulate the system.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true. True.
I knew
what people.
I knew a woman that she was married. Her husband lived with her, but she would tell him that she ain't seen him for years or something. She got food stamps and money from Arizona and California at the same time. The person that would receive the checks in California and the food stamps would send them to Arizona where she lived. And back then, the food stamps were in a little thing, and you just ripped them out and gave them to the person like money. And she would actually sell her food stamps, half of her food stamps for extra money. And that's how she did it, because there was no computer system back then. So she would get both from both places. And if you reported her, nothing was ever done, because it would take them too long to figure it out.
Exactly.
And if there's a way to, trick the system, they're going to do it. That's the way it's been.
Well, now I worked with a guy. It's been a while back ago. When we go to houses, I'm not going to tell you what I done, but when we went to houses and they had youngins and she was divorced, he would end up getting one of their social security numbers where he can add that youngin to his taxes at the end of the year and end up giving the woman half and he would have half. And I think he said he was up to 8 youngins for the taxes. That boy didn't have not one youngin. And here it is. I'm working my tail off trying to provide for my family. And this asshole is out there doing this. No. But then again, I was dumb. I didn't know half the stuff then as I know now. Queen Essence.
Yeah, there's always somebody that's going to be figuring a way to fight the system or work with the system to benefit themselves. But back to the crime thing. The issue, like I said in the video, I don't know if anybody's watched it yet, but one of the things is in New York City, I think this was for February, 310 people were arrested for shoplifting. Now, each one of those people had an average. I don't know what the exact number, but it was over 1,100 arrests for shoplifting. Each of those people.
God almighty.
So how can they not figure this is a problem when you take 310 people and each of them have an average of 1,100 arrests for shoplifting? Just think of the stuff that they didn't get caught. How much stuff that they stole in these stores that they didn't get caught. Where that money, we're paying for that. Exactly. And plus, we're paying for these so-called, district attorneys that say, "Oh, if somebody gets arrested for, shoplifting, if they've only done it once, let them loose and have appear in court. Yeah, that's fine. But if they've done it multiple times, keep them in jail until it's court time."
Yeah, I can't say nothing. Right, yeah. I still ain't made no phone calls.
It makes no sense, and it's certain cities, and everybody knows what kind of cities they are, that they're having all these issues in. When you can go still, and there's some that they steal cars and they get arrested for it. They go in front of the in the jail. They get booked and everything, and they get released with an appearance to appear in court. and the majority of them never appear in court.
No. Now, Camo, I kind of got to disagree and agree with that. There should be work programs for people on assistance. Now, for the ones who are able to work, I do agree. But for your elders who is on oxygen tanks or can't get around or bad heart or something like that, what they gonna do? They gonna go to work on their first day and probably end up passing. That's where I kind of agree and disagree. I'm done. I don't know. He left me up here by myself to twiddle my thumbs. Oh, there you are, man. Okay, for the able, of course. Agreed.
Oh yeah. And I could go in a different area in that one too, but
Yeah.
mainly trying to talk about the crime and whatnot. And like I said, unless it's even in some cases where it's violent crimes that they've done, they still go in. Oh, we've hit the district attorney or the process secure, the lawyer types over there. They say, oh, we hit our limit, so go ahead and issue him a time to come in to court or whatever. So they let him loose, and he goes out and does the same thing. And there was one time when they released a guy for shoplifting. He goes right next door to the police station and does it again.
Wait a minute. He shoplifts at the police station?
No, next door to the police station.
Okay. Damn. That took gonads.
It doesn't take anything. It's the way of life there. You don't get in trouble for it. It's free. You know.
Okay. I see where you went with that one. You're right.
It's because they don't suffer any consequences to it. It's just, and one person says, well, they go in, and if they time it right, they get a free lunch while they're in jail.
Free lunch, free room and board.
And then they get released because it's just shoplifting or it's just car theft or whatever.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on. I want you to refresh my memory. Back a while back ago, when a person got arrested and they had a family, the state kind of helped the family out as long as the person was incarcerated. Okay. Is that still part of the law now or not?
I don't think so. Hold on. I can't hear some.
Okay. If anybody knows that question,
I guess it's not. It sounds like I hear somebody banging somewhere.
is that person you got in the wall? The bunker back there when you built it? Well, they shouldn't have been standing in the way when you poured the concrete, right? What is this that I know it's been going on, but it seems like here lately they've upped the speed on blocking out the sun. is that to keep, let's say, a few farmers from growing, or what? Do you know?
The speed? What speed?
Speed. No. Let me see how I can rephrase that. With all these here trails that's going on
Oh,
and everything that's kind of blocking out the sun, it seems like it's been happening a lot more here lately. Is that to keep people from getting as much in from their crop?
um, I'm not even going to go into that subject because it's a bad
And
subject to talk about.
damn.
It's certain trails. That's all I'm going to say
Right.
about it.
That's why I
Yeah.
said trails.
Yeah. It's,
And please do not mention it in chat. If somebody does, please erase it.
yeah, they got certain, and even the subject about, because there's big fights about it. If the world's round or flat, there's a lot of talk about it and arguments about one or the other. And evidently they don't like to talk about that on YouTube either.
Hey,
And a
what?
lot of people have been getting removed from Twitter, or not Twitter, but TikTok for talking about it too.
Really? What life says, there is supposedly, damn it, he disappeared. I got a rare solar eclipse happening Thursday. Well, what life? You think about the date, what Thursday is. If you get enough people that does that, there sure is going to be an eclipse on that day. That's Thursday. Let's say, yeah, that's the 20th. 420. That's it. But you get enough people doing that, they damn sure going to be an eclipse that day.
Yeah, they don't need that day for anything though. I don't
No,
like that day for a certain reason. It has nothing to do with that.
it,
That's the date my
yeah,
dad was killed by a drunk driver.
really.
Yep.
Well, I put it like this. I've done sowed my oats. I got no use for it no more. But I'm not going to knock people that does and doesn't.
Oh no, that's why I said it has nothing to do with that part of it. It has. I just don't like the date because of that. What
Yeah,
happened to my dad? Not what else goes on then.
well, I don't even want to get on that subject right there. I really
Oh,
don't.
and that's one time I didn't want to go to court because I knew that I didn't want because when I was young I had a really bad temper and it was bad. So my sister wanted me to go because she wanted me to be there, and I said I would. And then the kid that didn't get a scratch on him ended up laughing about it, and that's all it took. And they had 12 guards to pull me off of him. 12 guards, and they said I got tased 6 times. I didn't know I had until I've seen all the the poke holes in my back. It was the shooting kind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If a
I
person's
was.
got enough adrenaline up, I can't see to where they're going to really feel it. I really
Oh
don't.
yeah, and I apologize. I didn't touch any of them. I was only after one person. he he wasn't laughing after. I couldn't go back in to court anymore, but he's
Well,
he wasn't laughing anymore after that though.
you made your point known, though, right? That's what counted.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he only got 6 months. Yeah,
Well, come
that's
on, Sniffer.
that's our system for us though.
Our system has been broken for a long time, but in the last 3,
Yeah.
maybe 4 years, it's got bad.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, it's done past the broke system. It's gotten bad. And dude, hold my beer. Hello, sir. But
Yeah.
I
I don't get asked for duty.
jury duty.
I've never been asked.
Man, don't say that. You just jinxed yourself. But it, it,
Yeah, there's only a certain that time because, like I said, once there was kids involved, my life completely switched around. My only thought was raising my kids the best I could. The the whole anger and everything went away from me, except when, that happened and somebody threatens my kids. Then I get that switch, and I somebody said they're going to run my kids over. I put my hand through their window. They drove off, and they ended up calling the cops on me, and then ended up dropping the charges because of what they had said. And it was during a yard sale, and there was a bunch of people around heard this, and they said they're going to stay around because they know that cops are going to be called. And since cops come, they said, we heard everything. She threatened to run the kids over. And charges were dropped.
it's like this right here. And I'm talking red-blooded American parent, okay? And I'm going to leave that part there. But when it comes to threatening your family or something like that, it's like a light switch goes off.
Mm-hmm.
You don't care who stands in your way, but you want to get a hold of that person. It's straight up plain.
Well, we
Hello,
all
Abe.
know what they're deciding to do with kids. I have a mouthy cat out there. What they're planning on doing with kids. They can actually take your kids away from the parents and give them, the drugs and surgeries and everything to change what they want to be. Now, how well do you think that would go down in Texas, Oklahoma,
It's going to be a lot
Tennessee?
of filled up wells.
I really, unless they really, I mean, if the governors and all those people in, say, Texas and did this, I couldn't see that happening. That's why I was surprised nobody spoke up about this happening in Washington. I didn't see anything saying, "Oh, this is bad." They just went along with it. And I'm like, how is that possible?
Because them too is also brainwashed. You know, it's like either you do this or find another job. And
Hey, AJ.
how many times have we heard stories like that?
Yeah.
You know, I hate to say it, but yeah. But when it comes to kids or something like that, vineyard chicks cover your ears for a minute. I would say, bitch, I'm gone. You don't have to fire me. Straight up. You know, when it
Okay.
comes,
I got something. I found Agent J in a restaurant the other day. I seen a video of him. I was going to go ahead and play it here.
go ahead. Oh my God. Wait a minute, which one?
Did you see that giant taco?
At one time back in my young days, I could eat that in one sit. Now, yeah, I might be able to eat the cheese off of it. My God. Look at that. I can't.
That's a taco now.
Look,
He eats in little bitty street tacos.
yeah. That would last me about 3 or 4 days. You, Susie Sneedhead, you give me some June cheese. Yeah, I'm in heaven. Agent J's laughing.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of when they brought that big old taco out there. I'm like, holy crap, that's a taco and a half.
Yeah, really. There is a girl on YouTube. I cannot think of her name. She is not a professional eater, okay? But she goes to these restaurants.
Oh, I know who it is.
You know, okay, when I first seen her, this girl was skinny. Now, a
Yeah.
couple of years later, she's gained a little bit of weight, but still, that girl can sit down and eat a 22-ounce steak, a full baked potato, a salad, and rolls. And I think there was a time limit on that. And she beat,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. Used to, I could sit there and watch a person eat like that. I can't do it no more.
Yeah. She started off, she's a weightlifter. And
she's a weightlifter?
Yeah, she's only like 5'2", I think, 5 foot.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, see, I didn't know she was a weightlifter. I thought she was gaining ounces from the food.
Yeah, you watch her; she'll pose for you and whatnot.
That's all right. I'm not into chicks that lift weights. I'm scared they can beat my tail. Vineyard chicks. It's like this: the professional eaters. If you'll look, the winners is always skinny people that weigh about 80, 90 pounds. And I mean, they can put 20 or 30 hot dogs down.
That's nothing.
About 15, well, probably about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's Katrina is her name. I think her channel is because way back in the day, I made her a logo way back in the day.
Oh, did you?
Katrina eats kilos. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Hey, well, she eats some kilos, all right.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
And she used to play used to play World of Warcraft. That's where I actually met her. I didn't know she did the eating thing. Because she used to lift weights, and another person I know was into lifting weights, played World of Warcraft, and he's actually into
lady,
the
you
music
have to
business and stuff. But that's how I actually met her, and I did logos for her and stuff. This has been 7-8 years ago.
I'm surprised about our chat. Somebody ain't up in here. So, dude,
Hey, twisted lemon.
Dude holds my beer, says hot. Sorry. I don't know. I'm just not into that like I used to be. Then again, I'm not into a lot of things I used to be.
Yeah, there it is. I still have her. I'm still subscribed to her channel.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, say hello to her. Tried to get her for an interview one week.
I'll go ahead and post it. And I probably could, believe it or not, but I don't. That's not something you kind of.
Yeah.
Not toward the channel. You eat a lot of food. Yeah, even her picture, she's flexing. Yeah, when the one down in Texas, she ate that so fast that she had time enough for dessert.
Good God!
Because you don't, because they give you the steak, plus you have to eat the potatoes and the salads and shrimp cocktail and all kinds of other stuff with it. It's just not usually the steak.
True, very true. When was that? Okay, that's here.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you had a dog barking or me. Then I realized you ain't got no dogs.
No, that next door neighbor's got dogs though, but they're not barking.
Well, I tell you what, if you had a cat that barked like a dog, you'd have some money, extra money, I do believe.
I've got a cat that snores. Here he comes. Come on.
Hell, I had a bunch of dogs that snored.
Come on. He's being lazy. Oh. Big heavy thing, huh? Say hi.
Dude, you're right. It's not something just anybody can do. You got to train yourself to do it.
Oh, when I was young, I could, like, when I lived in Phoenix, I'd go to Poncho's and because whenever you wanted more food, there was a little flag that you raised up and they'd come over and ask you, what do you want? And they would order it and bring it to you. They took my flag away.
Dude, back in the day, I could do some eating. There ain't no doubt about that. Matter of fact, the people I used to run with, we would sit there and let's go here and see who can eat the most. And it always come down to me and this other guy. I'm not, and we went to a pizza place one night. Each one of us ordered a large pizza with a pitcher of beer. Waitress come back and said, "Can I get y'all anything else?" Then we ordered a medium pizza with a pitcher of beer until we started over with the large. Hell, we were so drunk we couldn't eat no more.
Yeah, Nevada Palace had, and this has been a while. It's they had all you can eat ribs, and they were beef ribs, but they're still good. And
Yeah.
I probably ate about 10 plates full of ribs
Good
before
God.
they paid me to stop.
Hell, back
And
in my
I
day.
worked at the place too. I was a bus boy, and they said, how much? We talked to the cook back there, and he wants to know how much for you to stop eating. I didn't take any money, but I said, no, it's okay. I'm good. I'll come back tomorrow.
I believe now I may be wrong with the name on this, but Shoney's back in the day had a all you can eat breakfast buffet.
Oh,
Man,
that was Denny's.
yeah, Denny's. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
They had some of the best breakfast. Okay. And a truck driver would come in. I think he said he came from Texas. He came in, sat down, and they ended up telling the guy to leave because they were literally running out of food. He
Yeah.
turned around and sued them and won. And then from there on out, the Denny's started going out of business.
Well, the one I've went to, I don't mess with the pancakes. That fills you up. I just go in there,
Yeah.
eat the sausage and the bacon.
And,
I'll maybe have some eggs with it or something.
yeah.
But it's some of the fruit or something like that. But it's usually the bacon and the sausage. I'll get whole plates of it.
I kind of like the either, like you said, the link sausage, or I'll bypass that and go for the all the bigger sausage. I can't think of the name of it.
The patties.
No. Oh, what is that? They sell them like 5 to a pack. You know, you can cook them on the grill or what. They're about twice the size of a regular hot dog, but man, they good.
Oh, the link sausage, you mean?
Yeah, I think they're probably about 6, maybe 8 inches long.
Yeah, the kielbasa type.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. You let me see a place that's selling kielbasa. I'll bypass the link and the patty to get to one of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm surprised. There's not there now that the sickness thing came. A lot of buffet places went out of business.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And I tell you another place that's damn near hard to find. That's your home cooking, your restaurants that would bring the buffet out to your table like that. You know, there used to be a place up in the mountains we always went to. You know, Daddy would sit down and say, "Well, I got 2 growing boys here. Let me get the buffet." And
Is that the sausage you like there, Jeff?
I don't think so, dude. That was uncalled for. But if I thought about it, I probably would have said it to someone else too.
Well, they have a pizza place over here that's got a buffet, and we were talking about this other day about pizza eating the crust and everything. If it's all you can eat, I don't eat the crust. I eat the good stuff and leave the crust there.
You
Normally,
damn
I'll
right.
eat the crust because I don't waste food. But
Oh,
when
I know
it's
you did.
all you can eat, I get all I can eat as much as the good stuff.
I want to say Pizza Hut, quite a few years ago, had a buffet
No,
style,
yeah, lunchtime. They don't have that
yeah,
anymore.
but they had one. It was called dessert pizza. It was pineapple or stuff like
Yeah,
that. That's all I would eat would be the
uh,
dessert, with the
I don't like
pineapple.
that sweet stuff. They had my kids' favorite was the peanut butter one, and it
Oh, wait a minute. Jerry
had
Lee,
like
you live in Cartersville.
huh?
Jerry Lee said Cartersville, Georgia had a Shoney's. Yeah, that's where my brother lives. That's the reason I asked. Domino's, I'm sorry. I've never liked Domino's since day one.
Oh, Domino's is horrible now. I keep trying to go back to the Domino's and say, oh, maybe they got new management, and I'll get the pizza, and it's like, ugh.
They got new management, but it's worse now than what it was.
Well, in this small area, it all depends who is running the place, if places are good or not. We used to have when we first moved here, there was um, Wendy's. They done closed it down and built another one, but um, I knew one of the girls that worked there, and she would like and stuff of her boss that worked there. She was a big old girl, and after closing time was down, they would, drink and whatnot. And there's pictures of her pulling her britches down and sitting on the grill. What
Oh, damn.
when it was off, and same thing with doing stuff with the lettuce and things. It was, and I never ate there ever again. I was like, no, that's horrible.
Boy,
And
now go ahead.
yeah, some of the stuff that I seen went on in that place, I was like, oh hell no, I'm never eating at Wendy's.
Now, I know a few different restaurants, something similar to that. They are both gone from that city, but yeah, I mean, no, no. And
Yeah,
one of them,
Domino's ain't what it used to be. I remember Domino's; it was really good. My wife's cousin worked at one. He was a manager, and when we come down to visit uh, the family and everything, we'd go over there, and he would make us pizzas and stuff. Oh, some really good pizzas. And of course, he put extra toppings and all that stuff on there. But yeah,
I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to mute it, but I'll be back in a minute.
okay. Oh, while I was sit there and think about it, me and Jeff were sitting there talking. I was going through my videos or my lives, and tomorrow will be 1 year from doing this show, Bushcraft and Bear Truth Show. Tomorrow will be 1 year that we've been doing these lives. That's a long time in YouTube land. Oh, oh man. Oh, that would be horrible. Yeah, be another place I wouldn't visit. I used to do because I used to lift quite a bit, and I used to go to gyms, and there's some nasty stuff that you see in the gym. And I always, one of the first things I did was I always got me a fresh towel, not for me to dry off, or I had my own towel for that, but I'd get a towel and some cleaner, disinfected. So when it was time for me to use a weight bench or whatever, I would clean that thing off and the handles and everything else, because there's some really nasty people. I'll put it that way. Yeah. So tomorrow we
Did
might
you
end up
tell them
doing
what
something
tomorrow
for
is?
like an hour or something. Just have like an open panel or something.
I'm still waiting for my ring. But yeah, time does
Yeah,
fly.
time does
Big
fly.
time. You know, he Bushcraft was telling me before the show, and I swear it seemed like what 6 months, but it's you mean to tell me it seems like it's longer? Boy, gee, thank you.
Yeah, since I got been on these high blood pressure pills and stuff, that they keep telling me no lifting, no lift, and I got all the weights out in the garage and everything, and they're just collecting dust because I can't go out there and lift anymore, and it sucks because I used to love lifting weights.
Well,
Because
now,
it's good exercise and everything.
Wow.
my weightlifting was working at a sawmill, toting green slabs and turning logs. That was my weightlifting.
Oh yeah, the tanning beds are, especially when the stuff that they put on to make them bronze or whatever, and it leaves them brown streaks all over the tanning beds. Oh yeah,
Yeah, you get
I
to
I
wondering.
tried that a couple times. I went in there and cleaned them and everything, and I got in there, and you put these little funky glasses on. You're sitting there and you go, it stinks in there, and I'm like, no, I can't do this. No, I'll go out and mow the grass and without my shirt on or something. Nope, not doing that
Exactly.
fake tanning thing.
Get Give me some Mercure Chrome. I'll get a tan within a day.
Yeah, that's them workout places are some of the nastiest places. Oh, and everybody, because everybody sweats and everything, but it's the fact that if you, those who work out, they don't take the shower before they go, your morning shower, and you go out and do workout and stuff. There's people that come in and go to work all day and then go in and work out, and that's some nasty stuff. And I used to clean out rentals and remodel apartments and houses and stuff from renters. That's probably the nastiest job I've done, is cleaning up after humans.
Wait a minute. The nastiest job I've ever had was cleaning showers in a truck stop.
Oh,
Man, we would go in there full force, gloves, mask, and we didn't use that off the counter stuff. We used, let's say, acid. Okay, we go in there and clean some of them showers. But that's the dirtiest one I think I ever had.
yeah. Final Destination. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The two chicks that go in there to get a tan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but the one of the worst places I cleaned out was just a small thing. Yeah, 2-bedroom apartment or house, and they didn't pay their rent or anything. And I knocked on the door, see if they were there, and I had the keys in there and everything, and went around the back, see if anybody was in there, and then I looked through one of the windows because I had the owner's permission, by the way, and I looked through one of the windows, and the window was covered with flies, and I banged on the window, and the flies went away, and you couldn't see anything because the whole room was filled with flies. So I went to the back door, and there were maggots crawling underneath the door of the house to get outside. And I called the owner up. I said, I think there's a dead body in there. And he said, what? He says, it better not be because we won't get the place back for 3 or 4 months. And I said, well, that's what you're thinking about. And he said, go in and see. And I said, I'm not going in there. What if it's a murder scene or something? I don't want to be accused of it. And he says, well, I know the sheriff. You'll be fine. I said, no, I'm not doing it. And he says, well, wait a minute. Go to the office and get a video camera, and videotape it as you're going in. And I went back and got the camera, and I'm like doing a documentary, and I'm going in, and it's one of the old cameras, by the way. That's why I'm holding it up here. And I'm looking through the lens, and I'm trying to open the door, and they changed the keys or the lock, so I couldn't get in. I said, well, I got to go. And I called him back, and I forgot to shut off the camera. So he's hearing I'm recording everything we're talking about. And he says, see if you can get in through one of the windows. And I went around, and there was one window open. And when I opened the window, flies just went right through me. And I've got the camera, and I'm going in, and it smells awful. And I was like, I'm barely holding puking in. And I'm in the bedroom, and there's stuff all over the ground, and I'm looking for a body because that's what I think that's in there. And I go to the second bedroom, nothing. And I'm in the living room, there's nothing, just a bunch of junk. And then I go into the kitchen. They had a refrigerator full of meat and, groceries and everything. They tipped the refrigerator over, and this had been like a month since it's been sitting. So a month of the food setting out on the ground and whatnot. And there was mounds of maggots and everything. It was horrible. And I'm videotaping this. And as I'm talking to him, I said, good news. There's no dead body. And I said, they tipped their refrigerator over full of food, and there's mounds of maggots here. And he said, okay, go ahead and open all the windows and get out of there, and hopefully they'll go away. And I end up had to clean that up. It was yucky. I'll just put it that way. It was major yucky.
Dude, hold my beer. That comment with the Vicks, you are forever so right with that. And let me tell y'all this right here. for y'all who go to motels and sleep or go to public restrooms to use it, I want y'all to do one thing. Go buy a black light.
Can we not?
You will never use another public bathroom, nor will you sleep in another motel bed. I damn near promise you that. Hello, 101.
Hi.
How's everything going at the 101 household this weekend?
Weekend?
Well, hell, you had last night off, didn't you?
Oh.
Well, that's the weekend. Duh.
Oh. I didn't know Monday's constituted as a weekend.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm doing okay. Things are fine.
Who the fuck? Oh, I'm not answering that.
Oh, Jeff.
There you go. 9 out of 10 Bush Cat family listeners will eat less calories this week.
What?
I was telling
Oh,
a great
I see.
story about whenever I was cleaning out an apartment or a house.
Well, look at it like this. You probably didn't eat for about 3 or 4 days.
Well, I bombed the house, not bombed, but, put a thing down there, sprays air and kills the flies and whatnot.
You bug bombed it.
Yeah.
Big back.
And I had to do this for 3 weeks because
Every day for 3 weeks?
well, about every other day,
Oh, great.
because the maggots went through the floor and the cracks and everything and came back up as flies, because every time
What did
all,
you...
it was all sealed off, but they keep coming back, and I couldn't understand them. And we went down a crawl space, and there was more mounds of maggots down underneath there.
What'd you do? Bury a dead body under the house?
No, they tipped over the refrigerator before they left the apartment or the house.
Oh,
And the
that's...
food and everything, all the juices went down. Yeah. But that's what I thought. I thought there was a dead body in the house.
I mean, that's some Detroit Mafia shit. Bury it in a crawl space.
That's renters for you. And by law, you can't tell, you can't have a list of bad renters because it's against the law, even though they still have them.
Wait a minute. Now, I just unmuted it. You are not allowed to have a list of bad winners. Did I hear that correct?
Renters.
Oh, renters. Oh, okay.
Down south, the R's sound like W's.
Especially when a northerner is saying them.
How's your renters up there? I can see how that... Yeah.
See? Case closed. Next subject.
Well, I can sympathize with you, Jeff, because I used to live in Alabama. I have the accent when I want it.
Yeah, when you want it. But you see, people that live down here born with it, and then we keep it. Now, if I was to move up north, give me 6 months, and I'd be talking like y'all.
No,
I still use the word y'all, and everybody gives me like a cross-eyed look from time to time.
Hey, I'll be using the word y'all to the day I die. Y'all understand that?
I hear you.
Hell, even when I'm typing, I use y'all.
Me too. Ginger Ninja.
Well, I tell you what.
What?
You would have to have brought that phrase up, wouldn't you?
You done brought it up about 50 times tonight. So,
You done brought it up? The guy from Ohio sounds more southern than I do.
well, technically, I was born here, but I've been all over, so I don't have a normal accent.
Damn.
Mine's
They ought to make a
mixed.
song. They ought to make a song out of that. I've been everywhere, man.
No singing. I don't need a copyright. I just got rid of all my little warning things.
Did you?
How? Wait,
Yeah.
you're warning things? How?
Yeah, you know, at
Why
the
not on
top of your thing, you'll have all your copyrights and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they finally went away.
Well, okay, I still have the channel violations warning thing.
Well,
That's permanent.
that one stays there forever, but the other ones,
Hey,
the channel violations is on the left, and the one in the center is the like when you get copyright. And,
You're saying the visibility restrictions of date and that type thing in the back?
Yeah.
well, now 101. You do know if you use whiteout, you won't be able to see that, right?
That's racist.
No, it ain't. How's it racist? No shit. Well, it's not.
Yeah, I guess you didn't get the joke. White out. No? Nobody?
No, I'm reading a thing in comment.
Lori's World got it.
Hell, she's younger than I am. I know what you're talking about, but I thought you was talking about blondes. But I will say this right here. Blondes has got more of this one item than any other person has. And don't nobody in chat say it. Y'all know what it is?
No.
Well, I will tell you this. It ain't brains. It's hair. They got more hair.
You know, that would explain why Germany lost World War II. Blonde hair, blue eyed. Damn.
I thought that what they forget to pull the pin from the grenades.
Well, that's interesting.
Anyway,
I'm live on Rumble, but it's not on my channel.
what? How?
Yeah, how?
How? How does that even work?
I don't know. Well, there's 12 people watching me.
Probably all moderators.
It's under Bushcraft instead of Bushcraft Family. What the heck is this? Now, I only got 3 followers over there. Why do I have 2 channels? I only thought I had 1 channel. Well, now I have 3 followers. Thanks, whoever that was.
Great.
Shanoa, did you get stressed out over your boyfriend? I'd slapped him about 3 or 4 times.
Oh, boy. So what you got going on tonight, 101?
I'm going to try to talk about scavenging, okay? Because there ain't going to be going to the hardware store type shit,
Mm-hmm.
you know, picking up parts and crap.
Damn, what's that?
Yeah, I actually wanted to talk more about your subject the other day, but
What was that?
that subject went to crap real quick. You said, I want to stay on subject, and as soon as everybody got up there, it was gone.
What subject was that?
Talking about how, you know, your tools and stuff that you in scavenging and stuff that you
You're talking like when I was saying buying the Harbor Freight like
yeah
tool
all
first.
that stuff
Well, we can do that tonight because that kind of goes along with.
because
Well, do this
uh,
right here, 101. If y'all start talking about stuff like that, don't leave the room.
Fair enough.
well, like my big thing right now is finding all the old tools. Nothing that you plug into a wall or anything like that.
You're
These
talking
are
like
hand crank drills and things like that.
you're talking like
Um,
the old craftsman,
Yeah.
yeah,
like
planers, the old you draw planers and things like that. Because that,
y'all remember the S-shaped wrenches?
yep, I still have some.
I got my very, very first cordless drill outside, and it's one of them you talking about. You put the bit in and you turn by hand. That was my very first cordless drill.
You know, you have to think of it this way, okay? Yeah, that shit's gonna take time, but at least you have the ability to drill a hole, you know?
Yeah,
Well,
really.
believe it or not, I've got a handmade um, where I took it somewhere.
Here we
The
go.
old drill bits that had like the little screw at the end, and
Oh,
I had
no.
a pipe at the end of it welded to it to where I could stick a stick in there and twist it and make a hole in a log or whatever I needed to. Because
Okay.
that's one of the most important things of putting logs together. You make little pegs and you pound these a peg inside this in the hole that you make, and that's how you
Yeah.
make bindings and things like that.
So I'm looking at like the old style ones,
Yep.
like the cast iron ones. What's with the echo? The cast iron ones are going for like $84.
Yeah.
It's a Lee Valley replica egg beater drill.
I have seen them, but I've never touched one.
I've had a
Yeah.
few of
You
the
got
old
that little ball
style.
on the end of it, and you go like this.
Now, hey, Susie D, she says we were just talking maggots, now scavenging.
Take a pick, you know. Take your pick, man. Like, what do you want?
Oh, Connie Carlo, for real.
What's that?
She says there's a banner about to get the latest info on the juice.
Oh, you want to hear a good bit of news?
We all getting $10,000 from Biden.
No, I'm not talking good news. I'm just saying a
Oh,
juicy bit of news. So, you know how, did you hear about the Fox
being
News was
sued.
being sued by the voting people?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. They settled out,
of course.
had a settlement today. Why would you just, like, okay, so the jury got sent away to make a decision. They're waiting on the jury. It's taken hours and hours. We're expecting this trial to take, weeks.
Right.
And they come back. Oh, we've come up with a settlement of $700 and something million. Yada
Yep,
yada
somebody
yada.
got money.
And I'm
Somebody
like,
got rich.
okay, who got paid? Who, what the fuck happened? What are you hiding? Not what I wanted to hear.
Yep.
We all know what they hiding.
Somebody
know.
got some dirt on somebody, or somebody got paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what in the fuck? I thought we were going to go somewhere with this. I thought this was going to be interesting, but nope. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, and then Trump wanted to I forget exactly how he put it, but he was endorsing drag shows and other shit for Disney to do it down in Florida. I don't know. I had to pull up the video to show you on my stream.
You know what? After they got through with taxes, we got nothing.
Thank you, Susie D. 785 million.
Damn. Hey, I could live off of that.
I could think about 10 good people that would live off of that comfortably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know my youngins and grandyoungins damn sure could live off a chunk of it.
It doesn't say on YouTube how many people is watching or if there's anybody watching.
You have 95 watching.
Yep. It went from 97, and right before you said 5, it dropped from 7 to 5.
I was at
I'm on Facebook.
Oh.
I'm streaming on Facebook too.
Damn, you liable to get us banned over there.
I was gonna say.
Oh, I've already been banned up there. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to learn that trick.
You know, as this shit goes on and on, not that I'm like eating my own words here, but the notion of both sides are of the same bullshit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
In other words, no side is the good side, and it's government against the people. It's like, yeah, it's kind of hard for me to believe, I guess, that it actually is coming true. It is what I think it is, and I don't know. Sometimes I don't like being right, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you do. You pat yourself on the back every time.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Are you sure that wasn't you with Agent J eating that taco earlier?
What?
Bushcraft has got a video of Agent J and his mate eating a taco. There it is.
That's a big taco.
Wait, play it again. I didn't see it.
Oh,
Oh shit! Oh
You
my
should have
God.
done nothing.
Sorry, I was on another tab. I saw it on the replay.
okay.
Anyway, I was busy looking at thumbnails here. Best Buy is reporting large-scale stores to be shut down.
Best Buy, yes?
Yep.
Yeah, I already know the Walmart's leaving Illinois.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Not Chicago, Chicago.
That's what I said.
I know. That's what I was reiterating.
Yeah, me and Jeff probably have something for like just probably about an hour. I'll probably do an open panel, that type of thing.
Shanoa, call me tomorrow. We'll talk.
My name is Jeff.
I don't give a shit. That means you're a good person.
No, that's the first thing they said it was 4, and then they moved it up to 8. Now it's more like 11 now.
What are we talking about?
Walmart's in Chicago,
Oh,
and it's even higher in the whole state.
Damn.
Same with Washington. There's a bunch closing down there.
Well, it's like you said. I mean, damn. People go in, they steal what, $1,000, and they get away with it. I mean, how in the Sam heck can any business? Wait, hey, I'm sitting here talking. How can any business stay open like that? Okay, I'm done. Okay.
I've got something I've been meaning to tell y'all for like 3 fucking days. And it kept slipping my mind. So the other day I was at Kroger and I used one of the self-checkout things, right? And you know the camera that's up above the self-checkout, watching you?
Yeah.
Well, I scanned 2 milks, okay? But I scanned 1 milk twice. Okay, so two milks on the bill, 2 milk, 1 milk went in the bag, and the other milk was in the cart. And I took the milk from the cart and put it in a bag because I'm like, okay, there's 2 milks on the receipt, so what's the problem? The damn thing shut off on me and started flashing. It said call an attendant. And it replayed a video of me grabbing the milk from the cart and putting it in the bag without scanning it. And the attendant accused me of stealing. And I'm like, no, there's 2 milks on the receipt.
I'd love to have been there.
Like, what I don't understand is, like, this is what I'm talking about with the AI crap. This shit needs to go. Period.
Oh, it won't.
No.
Okay, they're over here bitching about a $2.50 jug of milk. And me just scanning things wrong. What about all the other fuckers that are stealing cartloads that you're not stopping and not persecuting? Don't mind me over here with my $2.50, which it's still I'm still paying for it. I just scanned one twice and skipped the second one.
You see the one where they went in and stole a bunch of Nike stuff?
No.
They all had their mask on, because it's the right thing to do. And they're carrying out, 2 armfuls of clothing, and one person, and it's a whole family went in and done this as a family, I guess. And they all had these bunches of clothes, and it was thousands and thousands of dollars. And they just walk out and nobody stops them. They just record them as they're going by, because you can't do anything. You can't touch them.
Why not?
It's the law.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying is, okay, I'm not advocating anybody do anything, first off. But if we stuck up against these people and said, fuck the laws, maybe they'd stop doing some shit.
Well, that was the whole reason of this, because this is stuff you can look up in New York. And I brought this up earlier that 310 people were arrested for that were arrested for shoplifting. They looked back on their records, and each of those 310 had an average of 1,100 arrests that year. Or I don't know if it was that year. That year, yeah, they had 1,100 arrests for shoplifting.
Oh, I thought you meant the individual person. I was like,
yeah, the individual person. Out of 310 of these people that were arrested in February, they had a history of an average of 1,100 arrests for shoplifting.
Wait, what?
So
let me get this straight, because I'm not understanding what you're saying. You mean to tell me what? You mean to tell me one person has an average of 1,100 arrests?
Yes. Yeah. Out of those 310, or Yeah, 310 arrests in February.
So 310 people were arrested. The average number of arrests prior to this one was 1,100
Yep.
per individual.
Yep.
I've maybe encountered cops 4 times in my life, all which went relatively smoothly, except for the last one, relatively speaking. I don't even I haven't even seen cops that many times in my life. How do you get arrested 1,100 times on average?
And the thing is, they go, and if they time it right, they get lunch too. They get arrested. They'll be brought down, and they get a summons to appear in court.
Right.
And most of the time, it's pay a fine and you're done. If they even go to court.
So again, why is this?
And this is New York City.
Figures.
And it's bad when New York Times, because you know what New York Times is mainly one-sided. They are flipping over to the other side now. They're saying this is bad when this stuff is going on.
So just saying, not to just up and abruptly leave here. It's time for me to do my shit. So I will see you guys here in like 2 minutes.
Okay. Catch you later. With that, like I said, we'll probably be up here probably 7-8 o'clock tomorrow for a year in putting up with us.
I think he's late tonight.
Yeah, he might be. So we'll catch you guys over at 101 if you guys are heading over there. Thanks for hanging out with us. I know we kind of bounced around to a bunch of different subjects, but I think it was something that needs to be said, especially about our food getting, juiced up.
I'm gonna kind of keep my mouth shut a little bit over there, Shanoa, call me tomorrow.
We will catch you guys on the next one.